So here is a micro-compact directional condenser shotgun video microphone, the CVM VM10 from COMICA, the professional audio equipment people. What a mouthful. So a few days ago, we got an email from a company called EACHSHOT. EACHSHOT, from how we understand it, are either representing or are part and parcel of COMICA, the guys behind this microphone that we're reviewing today. So they asked us if we would like to review this microphone and see how it fares with the Osmo. So we absolutely agreed to do that because that's what we want to do on this channel. We want to bring you each and every accessory that we can get our hands on to see how that fares with the Osmo to help you improve the quality of your productions. So we are fully aware that this particular microphone bears a cunning resemblance to the Rode Video Micro. So to make this review a direct comparison between these two microphones, we also approached Rode Microphones to see if they could either send us a loan unit or donate a unit that we could also review and be able to compare these two brands. Sadly, Rode were not in a position to offer us any of that assistance. So the only thing we can do is have a look at the COMICA itself and compare that with other microphones that we already have. We want to check out how good this microphone is when you use it with the Osmo. So first I'm going to do a real quick unboxing and then we'll take it out for a spin. So the first thing, we've got the usual warranty information. We've got a set of instructions in English and Mandarin. And we've got this beautiful carry case from COMICA. Looks really, really cool. So let's open it up and see what's inside. So right on top here, I've got the universal mount. If you don't already have one from DJI, this could be a very good alternative. It doesn't look like it's a DJI brand, but it looks exactly the same. So I'm sure it'll do the part. Then next, we've got the actual microphone body itself. This is a condenser mic. So this is the mic end, and obviously on this side is where you plug one of two cables, which I'll show you in a minute. So let's put that to one side. Then next we've got the mic windshield, which I really like, especially on those days where you just want to give that extra bit of wind protection to your mic. And this fits in really well on this microphone capsule. Next we've got the shock mount, which has got a cold shoe mount on one end, so making it really easy to fit into the universal mount. And it's made of this really elastic material, which will act as a good shock absorber so that none of the noises, none of the handling noises will transfer to the microphone. On this other side, first thing I'm taking out is this wind muff. Again, this really looks the part. It looks well built, and it's for those really windy days when you want to ensure that none of that windy noise gets transferred to your audio that you're recording. And as you can see, it fits really, really nicely on the microphone, just like that. Last but not least, we've got two cables. The first one is labeled for camera, and as you can see, it's got two TRS ends, and this is the cable that we would use with the Osmo or any camera for that matter. The beauty about these small compact microphones is you can also use them for your DSLR or mirrorless cameras with no issues whatsoever, and this will be the cable to use for that. And then the last cable, as you might have guessed in here, is one labeled for smartphone. So it's got the normal TRS to TRRS, which is the normal adapter that you would need to plug the microphone into your smartphone. So this is everything you get in the box. So next we're going to see how to hook up everything to the Osmo. So first you're going to need the Osmo itself. We're obviously going to need the microphone, wind muff, the cable, the universal mount, the shock mount, the straight arm, the phone holder, and the phone itself. So the first thing you want to do is you want to mount the straight up extension in such a way that it's kind of facing towards you at like a 45-degree angle, something like that. And then we're going to place the phone holder on this side, just like that. Next, we're going to take this universal mount, and then we're simply going to screw it in such a way that it kind of lays flat, just like that, so that we're able to insert this shock mount straight in, just like that, and then we tighten. So in this setup, I want to make sure that the mic is facing towards me, because I want to be using this for a vlogging style shoot arrangement. So I'm simply going to grab my mic, and because I want it to face towards me, all I have to do is just simply slide it one at a time inside these grips here. So it's really just a bit of a push, just like that. And already you can see this is firmly secured into place. So the next thing I want to do is just simply plug in the cable into this end, and then simply into that end, just like that. So now this completes the very neat setup of this micro compact directional condenser shotgun video microphone from COMICA, as used with the Osmo. The only thing that's left for me to do is simply turn on the Osmo itself. You may want to make sure that this cable is completely out the way by just tucking it neatly out of sight, just like that. Don't worry, this has got a bit of leeway to stretch, so that won't interfere with anything. So then this gives you the full ability to pan as much as the Osmo will allow you to do, tilt without any interference. So that's the setup done. And the next thing obviously is to test how good an audio quality we're going to capture. So first and foremost, the audio that you're currently hearing now is coming from this Sennheiser G3 microphone I've got right here. So it's not yet part of the test. So for the test, so I basically built this rig, which is going to be the basis of how we're going to do the tests. So I've got the VM10 mounted right here in this position. And then below that, I've got the Rode Video Mic Pro, which, as I was saying, you know, it just happens to be one of the microphones we have. We're not going to go out there and buy another microphone just for the purpose of reviewing this. I'm sure you'll understand that. So what I'm going to be doing is every now and again, I'm going to be swapping which microphone is feeding the Osmo by just simply interchanging the connectors right at this point. So this is the first test. The first test, I'm testing the VM10 microphone. That's the one that's plugged into the DJI OSMO right now. How good does it pick up indoors? You know, my mouth is approximately 30 centimeters away from the tip of the microphone, which is kind of like the recommended distance that you want to be at whenever you are using shotgun mics. Well, at least to get the best audio. But that's not to say you can use it in any other way. You know, I'm just rambling on here because I just want you guys to hear the audio that has been captured using the VM10. So now I'm going to plug the VM10 out. So now, just to get a control of, if we didn't have a microphone, this is how our audio is going to sound like, because we're using the internal mic of the Osmo. It's really, really terrible sound. So now I'm going to switch on the Video Mic Pro. Testing 1, 2. So the audio you're now hearing is coming from the Video Mic Pro. So this is what the Video Mic Pro sounds like when compared to the VM10, and this is an indoor test. So next we're going to go outside with both microphones and do a very similar test. Okay, so this is the very first test, and for the first test I'm just using the VM10 microphone, and I'm kind of trying to hold it as far back as I can, because I know this particular Zenmuse X3 or the original Osmo requires at least a distance of about a meter and a half. So I've got to stretch my hand out as much as I can. But the whole idea, this is not a test of, you know, focus or anything like that. We're just testing audio, which is pretty much why I'm rambling on and on, just so that you can capture as much audio as possible. Also want to see if we can capture the noise of these cars that are going by and how much of that kind of competes with my voice. So that's it right there. I'm gonna do a hot swap. So now the audio you're hearing is basically the internal audio of the Osmo. I've still got the Video Mic Pro connected, as I showed you before. And now, this audio you're hearing now is coming from the Video Mic Pro. So again, I just wonder how this is gonna sound like. Again, I just want to hear how this is gonna sound like when you compare this to the VM10. So one more time, we're gonna switch over to the VM10. Just because the sun has just come out, it's looking really, really good. So that's the VM10 that you're currently listening to right now. Again, remember, this is just a vlogging setup, as I mentioned, and you may want the mic to be facing the other way. There's no right or wrong in this. So I'm going to turn around here. So now it's time to go through what we thought of this COMICA CVM VM10 shotgun microphone when used with the Osmo. So first of all, let's start with the good stuff. First impressions were really great. The presentation is absolutely top-notch, matching anything out there that I've ever unboxed, I've ever used. Second thing is the build quality. That is really something we first noticed when we take a closer look at the capsule itself. Find it's made of aluminum, which is really robust, feels robust. Even this shock mount, you know, this material all looks great. It all fits well, nothing loose, nothing shaky. So top marks for the quality of the materials used in this microphone. The next thing we really liked is the compact nature of the microphone itself. I mean, this is as big as it is. And the next thing we really like is you can just plug and play with this microphone. There's no need for a battery. So that's a real good plus. Next, let's move on to the extras that you get with this microphone. The first one is the carrying case. You get a beautifully crafted carrying case, which makes it really easy to store away all the items that come with this microphone. Then next, you get the added bonus of this windshield. Another added plus was to see that they actually included a universal mount within the package. So again, that was a really nice touch. If we have to be really nitpicky and find some negatives, we will say though that the lack of a gain switch, which allows you to amplify the sensitivity of the audio that you're capturing, either plus 20 dB or going the other way, minus 10 or minus 20 dB, can be considered a negative. But then if we're to be really, really fair, if we compare the microphone which this one competes with in the same range, which is the Video Mic Pro, that also doesn't have a gain switch. The only other negative is this microphone carries a 12-month warranty when compared to a 2-year warranty that you get with the Rode Video Micro. Those are the only two negatives that we found. So now let's talk about definite scores on the board, how we experienced using it. First of all, let's start with the ease of setup. Setting up this microphone is really easy. So ease of setup, we're giving it a 4 out of 5. Ease of use, it doesn't get any easier than this. All you have to do is just make sure that your mouth or your source of audio is directly pointing at the tip of the microphone and you will capture the best audio. So ease of use, straight 5 out of 5. Now let's talk about the quality of the output. I was really blown away when I listened back to the quality of the audio that we recorded, especially internally. That matches most of the microphones of this kind of style, the shotgun mics, compact in nature, at this price point. This really matches anything that is comparable to this. So we're giving it an 8 out of 10 for quality of output. So the last thing to talk about is the cost factor. Before I actually give the score, let me just explain what the price point is. So this microphone currently is £65, and I'm just going to keep everything in pounds for comparison purposes. So it's £65 at the moment, compared to the Rode Video Micro, which is £45 as at the time of recording this video. These prices are prices I'm getting off Amazon. So you might say that's a £20 difference, but, and there is a big but, with this microphone package, you get the carrying case, beautifully made, which you don't get with the Video Micro. You also get this windshield, which doesn't come with the Video Micro, but it's a really an essential piece of kit. Then you get the universal mount, which on its own is worth £20. Then in addition, you also get the TRS to TRRS cable that you can use with your smartphone. That cable alone on Amazon today is costing £10. So if we take just the universal mount and the cable, that's a total of £30. We've got to take that price off the 65. So directly comparing, I'm putting it £35 versus £45 for the video micro on a like-to-like basis. So on that basis, we're giving it a cost factor score of 5 out of 5. So that means the total for this COMICA CVM VM10 is a whopping 22 out of 25. That's a pretty impressive score. So we have no doubt at Osmo Tips to recommend this as a very good microphone should you want to use it with the DJI Osmo. And it leads me to this point where I just want to mention that everything that we mention with all our reviews, we are giving you how we have experienced using these items. Nobody is ever going to tell us what to say with these reviews. It doesn't work that way. If anybody is to do that, we will flatly refuse to do that review because we want to give you the truth. That's why we take a little bit of effort to explain and show you how we're actually carrying out the tests. I've always said on this channel, we don't want to get too bogged down with the technicalities of issues. We want to just get this Osmo, go out there and shoot. And pretty much that's what we do with most of these tests. We want to see how easy is it to use and what is the quality that we get at the end of the day. So I hope you found that video useful. And if you haven't already subscribed, remember to hit that subscribe button right now so that you never miss out on any episode that we release on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.